What is going on, everybody? My name is Parla, and it's time to phase up because I'm with Rain and karrigan. Boys, how you doing?
Good.
Thumbs up in
Very
the
good.
building. Congratulations on making it through to playoffs. You did so yesterday. Have you had a chance to process it yet?
Yeah. We rewatched the game, and some people did. We're not very happy with the game, but I think we could have made it a lot cleaner than we did. But it's good that we made it in the end and closed it out.
It's interesting because when we did the post-match, of course you were elated to get through, but you were sort of more relaxed in how you were looking back on the game. You were making jokes about it. It feels like today, just shortly after, that you're sort of more serious about how it went, and is that fair?
Yeah, I think heavy emotions after the game that somehow we survived. Obviously, the analytical mind of mine is going in after the game, like thinking, how did we even get to this point? First of all, and no chance on our pick twice in a row. That makes me very confused. And then on worse maps, there's better maps for enemies, we start playing better. So as a leader, it's very hard. I tried to make a motivated speech before the game on Inferno. We end up having 3 rounds. I'm like, okay, maybe I said some wrong words, you know? So yeah, it's very hard as a leader to figure out what is the issue, that we don't have any consistency in the way we play. So obviously a lot of thinking and a worrying sign, but I think making playoff is the right step in direction. I actually think having the hardest playoff is the best part for us, playing rough teams in start, because if we manage to win them, we are going to gain some confidence that we maybe didn't have the past 6 months.
Coming off the victory yesterday, and considering the context you've mentioned, question to both of you, does that make this break period more intense? Is there more to think about and sort of have to deal with before you get into the stadium?
I think it's good for us, so we can look back at the mistakes and actually try to fix it. Because there's recurring mistakes on all maps that we can actually work on and try to figure out before the next game. And it's something we have to do, or else we're going to get punished versus the better teams for sure.
If you look at the journey, including the RMR and the elimination stage, what are your thoughts on how it's all gone?
I think the RMR went pretty good overall.
4-1 scoreline.
Yeah, the last one didn't really count. But, but yeah, I think we had a pretty okay RMR, and we were playing better. And the bootcamp, we had a bootcamp afterwards, so it was also pretty successful. So I mean, it came into this to the elimination stage feeling pretty good as well. But we had a few hiccups and some mistakes suddenly starting happening. But I don't think we need to think too much about it, and hopefully we catch up a little bit in the playoffs.
Looking ahead, all right, obviously we've already experienced some level of crowd here. It's been quite a high bar set already, especially for opening and elimination stages. But up next, guys, it's the arena, it's the stadium. How hyped are you to get in there and start playing in front of a huge crowd?
It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be wild in the big arena for sure.
And karrigan, how have you found the Chinese crowd so far?
I mean, had good experience the last few years here in China, playing on stage. What I always find very unique with the Chinese fans, they actually don't cheer only for one team. Obviously, they are favored little to certain players. But when it comes to the game, they actually cheer for good Counter-Strike, which I think this is the only place in the world where I see that normally the big brand teams have advantage against the smaller teams. But when I heard about Heroic and Na'Vi, they were cheering a little bit for Na'Vi, but then in the end, there was a roar when Heroic won. And that's very unorthodox at any tournament, so I believe whatever happens, I think it's going to be a great major. I'm just looking forward to hear the crowd roar, hopefully for us, but you never know, just for great Counter-Strike.
I guess to close things out, if we're talking peaks, do you guys think you can peak in this playoffs? Do you think you can go all the way, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's in there, I saw glimpses of it. Map 12, 8-0 start, first map, everything is possible. 0-8, you have to reset and grind again. But I believe, like, doesn't matter how you get there in the end. If you're in the final, it's very simple. It's one enemy is between you and winning a trophy, and I think everything is possible. But you have to work very hard this week. You have to reset very hard. Come in with happy emotions, constantly reset, because the enemies that's left in the tournament are top 8 in the world. So if you want to win, this is the way to do it.
Rain and karrigan, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the fans at home?
Share.